So here we are at the next project. I made her down to the wharf. See where that black tape is there? We have to build some kind of a bracket, I believe, to help tighten up his hauler gear. And we have to take that derrick off. There's some cracks in it, so we'll get that off and take it back to the shop, get her welded up. see. That wasn't too bad for all, actually. Surprisingly, it's not real heavy. It's large aluminum. It's like 4 or 5 inch pipe there, but it wasn't too bad. Anyway, this unit has got, where are they? Just a couple of cracks in the aluminum, but I don't have a portable aluminum welder. I just have the one in my shop, so and my shops are not real far away. So look, there's one right there. You can see it. So we're going to look it all over, but there's 2 or 3 that stood right out. We'll get them ground out, cleaned up, welded up, and we'll give her a good going over. This guy's heading to the south shore of Nova Scotia here in a couple weeks to do some lobster fishing, so we want to make sure we got his gear in tip-top shape. Nothing worse than getting out in the water and something break in or not working the way it should. There's another one there. You can kind of see it right in there. And there was one more that stood right out, right there. So there's 3 that jumped out at us. We'll make sure we get them done right. Looks like it might have got repaired there once before too. And we'll go over it all, make sure we get them all. And then I was just talking to the customer. This section here, we're gonna try and make some kind of a bracket. Slips over this and bolts right through. And then we're gonna figure out something else. He wants to weld onto it so he can just tie some ropes off. I think it's kind of what I'm getting from him. So anyway, we'll get that designed up and see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. And get this strapped down. I love these little derricks and straps. We get them here, Princess Auto. Lots of places carry them, I guess, but I think that's where these came from. Princess Auto here in Canada, Harbor Freight in the States, and there's lots of other places carry them. It's like seatbelt material. They're not super long, but they're all spring loaded. So they just retract, snug it up, and just crank them. And when you want to let them out, you just loosen it off. They're awesome, love them. So this is actually the community where I grew up. This is Ballantyne's Cove right here. Ballantyne's Cove is in Cape George. Pretty nice down here. Hey everyone, we're back at the shop. It's a few days later, and we're going to get all our cracks welded up. I went around and it looks like I found them all. I just got them kind of marked, some paint markers for my own reference, so I don't miss any. There's a few little, like these 2 here are pretty small ones, are just starting. So I just kind of marked them so I don't miss them, don't forget them. And we're going to get them ground out and cleaned up and try and get them welded up. I'm just running a thermal arc Fabricator 210 with the spool gun attachment. Doesn't work too bad. I'm not a real welding specialist. I'm not a welder by trade. Just something I've been trying to pick up my own as we go. And this little spool gun fortunately works pretty well, so it kind of makes learning a little bit easier. But like I say, it's no Miller or anything like that, but it works pretty good for what I do. I think it'll work all right for this application. So I'm going to get geared up, and we're going to get some of these cracks ground out and put some weld in them. So I think we got this job all finished up. We got all the cracks ground out and welded. The 3 worst ones were one on each side of this elbow and one right across here. And there were some other little ones that we got fixed up, and a few more opened up as we were welding. But this job definitely isn't going to win any beauty awards. I just found it's almost like getting into corrosion. You just start chasing pinholes and stuff as you're welding. Even some of the cracks earlier when I was rolling it around, there was water running out of the cracks. So salt water got inside this from the cracks, right? And you can say aluminum doesn't corrode all you want, but salt water will eat anything. So, but anyway, we got everything welded up good and strong. It's all tight. And then some of them just took so many, beads side by side. It's just kind of blended them in. Found it looked better that way. Anyway, this is going to serve its purpose, and we're going to get it back to the customer so we can get it on his boat and he can put it back to work.